And here we are. We're back and better than ever, right? I don't know if I'm better than ever. We're back at least. I don't know about better than ever, but we are back. Episode 12 of the Wheels and Shaky podcast. I am Shaky. I am here present and accounted for in my usual spot, which nobody can really see because I have the little background.
Beautiful background.
The beautiful background. And it's the big, beautiful background. And of course, my partner in shenanigating and whatever else it is that we're doing is in her usual spot, um, bed, or whatever it is, whatever you're
Makes
doing
it sound
there.
horrible.
Yeah, no, it actually makes me sound,
I,
makes
I
me jealous. Uh,
I do rotate. I sometimes in the wheelchair and the.
you get in the wheelchair and you rotate while you're in the
I
wheelchair.
yes, I have two different wheelchairs. So no.
Oh, look at you. Yes, Wheels. You hear her. You see her. You
Howdy, folks.
if we get if we get all the senses going, you could smell her too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Wheels.
Nice.
What's happening?
Not much. I have a fly that will not go away. This should be a fun episode.
Right. All right. Joining us on this episode is Harvey the Fly. That'll be fun. All right. Episode
We are shenanigators. He's an instigator.
episode 12. Let me move this down over here because I need to shuffle my paperwork around. I am slightly discombobulated.
Paperwork. Oh,
Not my paperwork, but my screen.
aging yourself again.
No. It's my shuffle my tabs. I
There
got to
you go.
shuffle my tabs because well, and I still did I close it? I did close it. Oh, I closed the YouTube link with our special theme song that maybe I don't know, maybe I'll figure out a way to crowbar it in here, but I don't know what happens with copyright laws.
Speaking of aging ourselves again.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. We can't look. We're still looking for sponsors, so we can't really afford to pay for hey, you used our song.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anyway, so today, I guess first of all, anything to catch up on from last time? Weather. We talked about weather. We talked about whether the weather was going to weather our day.
I will say the weather is fabulous here. Chicago is in its first false fall.
Nice.
We expect summer to return next week.
Yep.
So second summer. Yep.
Cool.
Before we go into maybe actual fall might happen, perhaps.
Yep. See, for us, weather notwithstanding, this is what we call here local summer. See, after Labor Day, all the tourists typically go away, or at least they dial it back quite a bit. And we get our beaches back, and we get the boardwalks, and we get the parking meters will go off in another couple days. And
sweet.
So everything that's cool and awesome about living in coastal Delaware, and which, by the way, I know everybody Delaware, what's so cool about it? Delaware? Where I live in southern Delaware is actually amazing and awesome. And as a lifelong Chicagoan who moved here 2 years ago, I love it here. And that's a weird thing to say because most people that leave Chicago freak out about leaving Chicago. They just want to go back to Chicago. Especially now, like summertime. I watched watching last night's debacle of a football game.
Yeah,
we can talk about that. I don't want to talk about the game itself.
Ouch.
But I was watching like all the drone shots, all the skyline shots and everything. Mm-hmm. Like every time I see the skyline, as much as my old company kind of did me dirty a little bit. It is always cool to see my old office building because it's right there in the skyline shot by like one of the big tall buildings right behind not behind, but north of the stadium, north of Soldier Field.
It's a fabulous, all lit up from far.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's always cool to see that. There are certain things about the city that I very much miss. Food and the skyline. Summertime in Chicago when the weather's right. There's maybe no better place.
There's I'd say 4 weeks of the year you'd want to live in Chicago.
Yeah.
This week is one of them.
Yes.
It is absolutely beautiful here.
Gorgeous. But it's it's awesome here. It's really great here this week. Now we're gonna go back up to 80 degrees, I think, later this week.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Even 80 here. We had a weird summer. We had a very weird summer here. We're getting off on this weird weather tangent, but I'm gonna tie it into our thing here in a second.
I trust you.
We had the weird summer here because it was like insanely hot, much hotter than usual, and we had a ton of precipitation. We had a ton of rain because the winds. So apparently, without getting too Shaky slash Tom Skilling on you, apparently the wind was coming up from the south, from the Gulf of whatever country we're naming,
Mhm.
Gulf of America. I'm on Team Mexico for the name, by the way.
Ditto.
So Gulf of Mexico, pulling up all this moisture with the southern winds, and then that moisture gets up here and it just rains like crazy. So we got a bunch of rain, a crap ton of humidity. It was not a great summer as far as weather went up until recently. Recently, the winds changed and it's been great. Oh, it's been so good.
Mhm.
Mongo, my topless ride has been like in full employ as of late. I've been taking that thing everywhere.
Nice. So
Oh, it's
jealous.
been so much fun. And just a blast. Just having a great time lately. And of course, my budding music career, because my this doing this doing I consider this work, even though we're not profitable on it yet. This and music is kind of my job, so it's been a lot of fun lately. And of course, one of the best things to do when you live near the ocean, live near the beach, is go to the beach. And when you go to the beach, what is it you shouldn't forget to bring with you? Don't forget to bring a towel. Don't forget to
Yes.
bring a towel. My towel-y impersonation, for those of you who should, if you're not South Park fans, go check out South Park. For those of you who know who Towley is, I'm working on my Towley impersonation. Sam's excellent at my kid, but my Towley impersonation needs a little help. But you get the point.
That's pretty darn good.
So today, look, I think sometimes people forget. Wait, are they talking about? A couple weeks ago, they were talking about socks, and we made a whole episode out of socks, and then we made a whole episode out of shoes, and we've made a whole episode out of cups and grippy bottles and stuff like that. And the reason we can do these things, the reason we can scale all this stuff down to something so small, is because these little details that your normal run of the mill human beings take for
Mhm.
granted, not take advantage, but take for granted, are things that affect wheels, and even
Greatly. Yeah.
affect me a little bit, affect wheels a lot more. But the thing is when you're the person that's pushing wheels around in the chair, then it affects you too, because if something ain't working for her, look, everybody sees her on here and what a nice, lovely, sunshine and rainbows
It's
person she is. But when she's in her
lovely.
chair and she's angry and she's upset because something ain't working for her, ugh,
Oh, knock it
oh, it's just
off.
a pain in my ass.
Knock it off.
Brutal.
That will
Don't, for,
be my tagline. Forget the whole cut it out.
don't forget to bring a towel.
Mine will be knock it off.
That's a drinking game waiting to happen. So between if between every time I do a Towley impersonation, you tell me to knock it off. It used to be shush. Remember, you used to tell me shush.
Oh, I used to say shush all
Oh
the
shush.
time.
Oh shush. Oh shush.
That was easy
So
by text. I can just go shush.
yeah. So you think about everybody right now, if folks have been following along in my left right squirrel like train of thought,
Mhm.
you're probably wondering, wait, are we talking about towels? Are we talking to the beach? Are we talking about weather? What the hell are we talking about? We are going to address the towel situation. And yes, it is a situation.
Yes, it
It
is.
is. So today's episode is titled, which actually has a title. This has been, since we started planning this, this has been the title I've been waiting for because of the musical accompaniment that could happen to go along with it. This title is actually you came up with it, so you should say it. It's your idea.
Oh, no, no, no. I can't say it like you
You
could
don't have to
say it.
sing it. I'm not saying sing it. Just say just announce the title to the masses.
Da, 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 da. The grand title. It ain't heavy. It's my towel.
Very good. Look up the
I'm
song. For
trying.
those of you who don't know, look up a song by a band called The Hollies. He ain't heavy, he's my brother, and you'll get the reference. It ain't heavy, it's my towel.
Yes, it is.
Don't forget to bring a towel. So, boy, that's going to happen a lot. I can't stop
Yeah,
myself from
you
doing it.
can't.
I'm going to do it. It's just going to happen. So
But
yeah,
like weather, we don't realize that towels are kind of always there. They're
everyday
omnipresent.
everyday things. We can do another one called Everyday Things instead of Everyday People.
There you go.
Everyday people. It ain't heavy.
That's our hashtag.
It's
Everyday
my
things.
towel. So right. So everyday things. These little things that matter. Little things that matter. So and if you don't think about it, certain towels are nice, big. Everybody, you'd think everybody loves a lovely, thick, warm, like right out of the dryer,
Yeah. Yeah.
warm, just
Fluffy,
fluffy,
soft.
soft, absorbent
Yeah.
towel. Right up until you're the person with MS who has to pick it up.
What a nightmare.
So run us through your dilemma here with the towel. Give us the the
When I first realized it was going to be a
hang
nightmare
on,
for me,
the good guy and the bad guy in a story.
what are you?
What am I think that because my brain just stopped working. This is where the this is the Parkinson's kicking in action. You get the witnesses. What's
I
the
know where the MS tries to pitch in to help the
right?
villain and
Yeah, like the
the
anti
hero and the villain, the protagonist,
the
the
protagonist
antagonist.
anti. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. The protagonist.
Swiss cheese for
So
brains does it
yes,
again. Yes,
yeah,
you're
really good.
welcome.
Your brain is Swiss cheese, and my head has been through the cheese grater. Which, by the way, if quick side note, Mitch Hedberg's. See, this is what I remember.
It's always with the side notes, dude.
Mitch Hedberg's bit about cheese graters is amazing. That's the cheese grater is the name you give those things when you want to sell them. If you really want to tell the truth about what they are sponge ruiners. Thank
Yeah.
you. Mitch Hedberg was right. Um, so okay, so the towel is your give us
Oh,
your towel is the protagonist here, or the antagonist. Give us the towel as the antagonist story here.
okay. In this story, because there's so many daily things that are nightmares for me. In this story, I can talk about the towel and the day that I realized it was becoming a nightmare for me.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
So, families on a lovely 4th of July vacation in Washington, D.C. Because where else would you be 4th of July? Fantastic. Get to the hotel, go in the bathroom. Always have to check out the bathroom first thing, right? Um, and there on the towel rack is really wimpy looking towels that look like they've been through a grater, and you're not expecting that, right? When you go into a hotel, you're expecting. I mean, they're always white.
What level of hotel are we talking about here? Because you've been known to stay in some pretty crap hole hotels.
I have, but those are usually the sleepovers. Oh my God,
They're
see
all
now I'm missing the word. Just
the roadside single stops, like on the road.
exactly. We're
Okay,
just trying to get 3 or 4 hours sleep to keep going.
right. Okay.
But this was Washington D.C. I think it was a Cambria. It was a decent hotel,
Okay.
downtown D.C.
All right.
But you just find these whippy looking little white towels. And I'm thinking, oh my God, you pay for the good stuff. You're on vacation, you want the fluff, you want the plush, you want the luxury. Um, but I will tell you that I've never been more grateful for crummy towels in my life because that was when I realized that having lighter towels saved me so much energy.
Right on.
You know,
Yep.
they were still absorbent. They were fantastic. I didn't realize that at that point. I was still looking in my life for things that look good, things that felt good. Things like functionality. Oh my God, what a word. That didn't exist in my life at that point. But that's the day when I realized that something looking good doesn't mean that it doesn't work. Especially that it doesn't work for me.
So I immediately just went to go look up the solution to the solution to your problem
Yeah.
right here, right now. You know what you need? You need a sham wow.
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember those?
Yes, I do.
It's the sham wow. You know what? You know who uses
Just
the sham wows? Are people like divers who yeah, I like
mhm.
divers who don't want to bring because towels. If you're going on a trip
Right.
and you need to bring something that's easy and light, and you want something to dry off when you're on a boat, sham wow.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the I have tried the microfiber.
Okay,
I have tried the kind that um but I mean that's great for absorbency,
right.
but some of them are difficult for um using my arms when I need to use them. Um So
Well,
size matters. Weight matters. Stop it. Stop it. I heard that.
yeah, the only people that say size, well, the ones
Uh-huh.
that say size doesn't matter are the ones that really only have small towels.
That don't, yeah,
Yeah.
that small towels are fine for them. That's when I started looking into the different types of towels. You know, there are towels that are divided by their fabric, by their weave, by their absorbency, by their size, by their design. There's so much that goes into towels.
You know who comes up with all that stuff? Big towel. Big towel.
Big
Being
towel
this is
people.
this is all this is all fed. This is all towel
It's a
conspiracy,
conspiracy.
all made up by Big Towel.
I am telling you though, there are so many choices. And this is probably why I thought my part of thinking of this podcast was to try and save people hassle and to save people in my situation money. I have bought so many different types of towels. I have bought so many types of cups, shoes, socks, I mean, topics we'll get into. But I'm hoping that other people that are in my similar situation can appreciate some of the pain that I've suffered,
Sure.
or at least my wallet has suffered.
Well,
Um,
yeah, that's true. This is like an ideal thing. And again, I'm not making the crazy pitch for sponsorships, even though we could really use some sponsorships.
mhm,
This is one of those things where you don't realize how much something something this what seems so minute, so small to somebody who
mhm.
to an able-bodied person. It's I get it. Like, I mean, look, I love a good towel. I do. I love a and like the greatest, like one of the greatest and yes, I have towel experiences. One of the greatest towel experiences for me ever on a dive boat. On a because we've talked about my diving, on a scuba dive boat in the Caribbean, and you get up and you do the night dive, and on the night dives you get up and it's a little chillier out, so they take so they want to make sure you get warm. They take towels that literally just came out of the dryer
Mhm.
as you're getting up onto the boat, and they wrap you up in the towel. You drop your gear and all that stuff. And they give you the towel, that the warm dry towel, and they hand you a Kahlua, and
Nice.
hot chocolate.
Yeah.
That's the jam. That is the greatest. Don't forget to bring a towel. That is the greatest experience ever with the towel.
Is that
And
two?
what?
Your impressions? How many
No,
times have
oh
you
no,
done?
we're up to 4 or 5 now. Um, but but I will say now, these towels that they have on these dive boats are typically, they keep them very fresh. They keep them very new. They rotate them. They rotate them
Mhm.
out quite a bit, because they want high class stuff for their customers, for their divers and their guests. I could see where in a case like in your case where you'd be like, this towel weighs a ton. It's a heavy. It is.
Mhm.
It ain't heavy. It's my towel. It is an actual. It's a thing. Now, again, able-bodied folks, you don't think about it as much, but I do recall at some point going, boy, this is a tasty burger. This is a great towel.
Nice.
This is a what and it's one of the big beach kinds.
Mhm.
It's the one. It's not. It could double as a blanket.
Wow.
So I can see where that would be. I can see where it's awesome and amazing, but I can also see, like, for you, like getting out of the shower in the morning, how much more, like you said, how much
You're
energy
exhausted
are
after
you
the
exhausted?
shower.
We've never talked about, and we should cover this very quickly because I think this is you're talking about, since we're talking about um, how much energy you expend in a given activity.
Mhm.
We've never what I don't think we've ever gone over the whole spoons thing. How many spoons? How many
Oh, the
spoons are
spoon
you using?
theory.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, can you crowbar it in here in 30 seconds or so, or is it something that we should maybe save for another episode?
I believe they have a website now, thespoontheory.com. But if you
Okay.
ever hear me talking about my spoonies, fellow messers, that's all.
Right.
It's just the spoon. It's the concept of starting off. Everyone starts off with a certain number of spoons in the morning,
Right.
and you only have that number of spoons. You don't get more spoons. So you need to ration out what you're using your spoons for, so that at the end of the day, you are not totally decimated.
Right.
So, any activity could take, a spoon or 2 spoons. And I mean, a shower takes a lot of spoons.
Right.
A lot of spoons. At the end of that, you don't want to be dealing with your towel.
Okay.
I mean,
So
that's part
perfect.
of the concept.
Perfect. So in essence, so the spoons, you're allotted 10 spoons for the day, and you got to make the whole day last on 10 spoons.
Hmm.
And that shower takes up 3 or 4 spoons, three spoons, and then drying off is going to be 2 more because the towel's insanely heavy, something like that. Um, basically, it's the allotment of energy that you have for the day. Okay, and the more that you are able to conserve in the morning, the more it adds up towards the end of the day.
Hmm.
So you guys, so your MS folks, you equate this into your gauge for this is spoons. Um, your that's your metric is your spoons for this.
Right. So it's
So
even something as
okay,
simple as recording this podcast that you and I, when we started, we're like, okay, we'll do it on this day at this time. It can't happen that way because it depends on how many other spoons I need during the course of the day.
right,
And that's
exactly.
why we've even negotiated during the day today,
Yeah, I
to find
wasn't
the
sure if
best
we were
time
going to
for
do this
this.
today because tomorrow I'm busy. Plus tomorrow I'm busy and
Right.
I have some stuff the next couple of days. So
So towels are important because whether or not you see them as a necessity, um, they're there. You need. I mean, you can't see it now, but I just had to cut my hair even shorter because even to dry my hair off with a towel and then use a body towel, and it gets exhausting.
don't forget to bring a towel. So
But I've seen about this episode, and one thing I was reminiscing over, and I absolutely adore, is the idea of going way back to when I got married and the amount of stress I put into finding the towels to put on my registry. What color was my house going to be? That was kind of what I was looking for when I was registering for these towels. I was dedicating, I was committing to
were they
a
monogrammed?
they were not, that was a thing at the
Okay.
time,
Oh, see, we
but
had monogrammed.
you had to commit to a color
Oh,
for your bathroom. I mean, you remember this, right?
well, okay.
It's a big deal finding towels.
It was a little bit, but it was a little bit for us. But we had a family member, an uncle on my side of the family worked for Land's End out like for Land's End,
Yeah.
and he was a bigwig there. He was pretty high up the chain. So his wife gave us monogrammed um monogram matching towels, 2 different colors, like a green and a maroon. I
Burgundy.
want
I
to
was
say
about to say, yep,
like
I could see
burgundy.
those colors
Yeah,
together, yeah.
yeah, like a green and a burgundy. And we would say, and I look, I do remember since you mentioned Allison and her towel thing. I do remember there were towels that were specific for the guest bathroom for the powder room downstairs.
That was something
Because
I was going to bring up
those
is
are
the rotation of towels in a household.
right.
Yeah.
But you have, and then after a while, those towels, even though they're monogrammed, they get a little beat up. They get used. They get used and washed and
Mhm.
used and washed, and they get worn down. Next thing you know, those are the towels that end up in my bathroom, in our bathroom upstairs. 'Cause I don't get the special towels.
Oh, no, the
The
guests
the
always get the
guests
best
get the
towels.
special towels. You know what? You people can kiss my ass. I want a nice towel. But we also but those towels also happen to come with a set of full size shower towels. Like full size bath towels. Those bath towels we used in our bathroom for sponging ourselves off, for
Mhm.
drying ourselves off. In your case, I think there's a real simple solution here. There's the Jerry Maguire solution. You just air dry.
Oh, I wish.
You just air you like the Cuba
I
Gooding Jr. and Cuba Gooding Jr. and Jerry Maguire. I don't need a towel, Jerry. I
Yep.
air dry. That
If
you
I
got air dry.
if I could live somewhere with outdoor showers, I would be a happy
Well,
person.
I was thinking about that. Do you remember? So you remember the South Carolina trip
I do.
where
I
your
remember the
where your
shower from
accent
the
came back.
South Carolina trip.
I remember your accent coming back, and I remember you being in love with that shower.
You remember me falling down the stairs? That was
No, I
first.
remember that too, but I wasn't going to bring that part up. I was trying to stick to the fun parts,
Okay, well, let's go back
you
to the
know,
positives.
or the or the okay. This wasn't fun, but it was funny when you fell in the water and lost your glasses.
I have fallen many. I'm sensing a trend
Right.
here, yes. And that will be recurrent in the show.
Sure.
But yeah, no, the outdoor shower was
The
the
outdoor
highlight.
shower was awesome for you.
Love spending time with you and your family, but that outdoor shower,
Was the
we
goods.
bonded. We
Yes.
bonded.
Yeah, that shower was the goods. The best. Look, I've said it before. My favorite part of that trip is what happened to your accent. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, no, no,
Oh, come on, because
no.
Wheels grew up. Wheels spent her childhood. She was reared in. It's funny when I put it that way. Uh, she was reared in Arkansas.
I mentioned
Uh,
my southern grandmothers.
yes, and a little bit of time in Texas, I believe, right?
Mhm,
Some Texas, and some Arkansas.
mhm.
Now, I only know Wheels. I know the Illinois version of Wheels, where
Yes.
after where Wheels got herself a master's degree in English and decided that she was no longer going to use said accent when she grew up that way. Now she will speak the proper Queen's English.
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah.
But here's what ends up happening with Wheels. And I do think that I look. This happens with me. Like when I go to Chicago, people say I've started losing my Chicago accent. Then I go to Chicago, I come back, and all of a sudden I have it back. Wheels, and I know I'm getting way off topic here, but Wheels, like in the morning, when I'm in the that evening, she's like, "Oh, I'm going to bed now. It's been a lovely day. I'm tired, and I shall be
Ugh,
retiring to bed."
I
Well,
don't think so.
and then the next morning, she walks into the kitchen. She goes, "Y'all fixing to make breakfast yet? I was thinking maybe we have some biscuits and gravy." It's like she all of a
Ah,
sudden she's Flo from Mel's Diner.
knock it off. How
It
about
was
that?
crazy what happened. Oh, I'll go get me some of them Danish wedding cookies that you can
Oh
only
my
get down
gosh, you
here in the
remember that?
South.
I was
Oh,
among my people. What do you
yes, you
want?
were. Yes, you were. It was very
What
funny.
do you want?
That was hysterical. So anyway, getting
That
back on time.
story will
So
never live.
size and weight matter. Usage matters. Like I think you would almost welcome somebody's not to be it would be maybe a little gross, but somebody's recycled towel. Hey, I've been using this towel for a while. It's lost a lot of weight. It's still kind of absorbent, but it doesn't weigh anywhere near it did the day it was born. So here, take
But
this towel as a gift to you.
and that's the thing where I've learned you have to sacrifice one thing for another. I will sacrifice design for functionality. I do use plain white lightweight towels, but there are full towels. I cannot I would not be able to handle the ones that have holes or
Right.
ragged. I can't sacrifice that. I just can't.
Right. Well, sure. I mean, everybody's got to you got to have a minimum, but I understand the whole like if somebody might think they're doing you this wonderful service. Oh, here's a lovely gift on your
Ugh.
birthday, Amy. Oh, Wheels, here's a lovely I bought
No, no,
you
no.
a wonderful set of brand new terry cloth towels. You know how much terry cloth weighs? Like those terry
Yep.
cloth robes. Like if you stay in a really nice hotel,
Mhm.
I've had the privilege to stay in a couple of pretty nice hotels, and you get the
Oh
terry
yeah,
cloth robe
nice.
that they give you. Oh, and
Those are sweet.
there's nothing better. There's nothing better than walking down to breakfast, walking down to the lobby or whatever, get yourself a cup of coffee in one of those terry cloth robes,
You
and
walked out there in your towel in your robe?
you damn right I do.
Oh my
And I am
god.
full commando underneath that. I am full on commando underneath that robe too. By the way,
TMI.
if I don't have that belt tightened up just right, something's falling out. Excuse me. Say, hey,
This
buddy.
buzz is not in my copy.
You're in the elevator with a few other people. Hey, buddy. I know you got your hands full with all those coffees, but you might want to tighten up the old robe there. You might want to tighten up the old robe there.
Oh, no more road trips.
The bushes and the trees are hanging out.
Ah,
Um, yeah,
TMI.
yeah. So I can see the fly.
See, I
So
am no longer will I be able to adorn one of those robes. So I
well,
mean, I might be able to,
you
but
might
it's
be able
just
to, but then it's like wrap you up in the robe, put that thing on you, and then plop you in the chair, and just let the terry cloth robe act as your towel.
mm,
You know.
we shall see.
It'd be a possible, but
Yeah,
again, it's one of those things where you definitely have to have help, and it would essentially be
always,
wrap you up in the towel and put you in the chair,
pretty much. Yeah,
and then just
as long as I
and
don't go in the elevator down to
well,
breakfast.
right, and then if we and then to dry your
Harvey
hair,
the Fly is back.
and then when it's time, and then to dry your hair, we just we go out in the hallway while wrap you up, and we go in the hallway, and we just run the chair up and down the hallway real fast to get enough breeze going to dry your hair that way.
Exactly, exactly.
But no, it's I get it. I understand. I do. It's a noticeable when you stop and think about it. And I never thought about it until you and I did a couple of road trips. Or maybe the South Carolina trip when we were at the beach, and some of the beach towels that are really big.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily like heavy terry cloth or anything. The beach towels are pretty heavy too because they're just larger. And I seem to recall that being an issue with the beach. So that, and I hadn't thought about I had never thought about it until you brought it up, where it was like, where you said, this is let me move this towel, and I saw you struggling to move the towel. I'm like, what's your deal? And you said, the towels are heavy.
Hmm.
So I'm like, and I hadn't thought about it, and then I went, boy, she's right.
Well, this is one of those everyday things that you don't um, even realize
Yeah.
until, like I said, yeah, I went on that trip and I was actually offended that they gave us such crappy towels.
But you were happy
And
they did.
then I was very happy they did.
Don't forget to
Because
bring a towel.
up until that point, I mean, in the life of, well, in my life, there's so many little things that you're identifying. I need to make this easier and this easier, that some things you just don't think about.
Right.
And I mean, that's hopefully what we will be talking about in future episodes, are the little nightmares that come in and out throughout my day. But I never would have thought towels.
Yeah.
I was so absorbed by worrying about how they looked and they felt.
You're absorbed by them. That's funny.
I didn't think, yeah,
Yeah, I see what you did there.
I did that. Yeah, I
I
did
see what you
totally on
did there.
purpose. I never really thought that they could weigh differently or absorb differently. Or,
Sure.
I mean, I really, that is the only thing I get sad about, is that I have these crazy, cruddy little white towels that are on the back of the door so no one can see them. I miss the days of being able to fold my towels, which I know how folding towels can be like an argument. But finding the right color and committing to that color scheme and
Okay, we have to
putting
have the
them.
argument.
And oh,
I think we might have to have the argument.
okay.
Well, no, because I mean, are we talking about folding towels to put on a? Are we talking about folding towels to put on a shelf to put in a drawer somewhere? Or are we talking about folding them and putting them on the bar for
On the
public
bar
for
where you
public
fold
use?
them in thirds.
Yeah, well, of course you
Yeah,
throw.
fold
Yeah,
them in thirds.
well, I mean, especially if they're monogrammed, you have to fold them in thirds.
Oh, that's true.
You know,
Well, I've
or
never been so fancy.
like Allison. Allison has actually. I shouldn't say had. She has currently. We have some. We have towels that have sea creatures on, like some sea turtles, and like some, I think maybe
Hmm.
some octopus or something. But if you don't fold them correctly, then it's like you cut the sea turtle's head off on the fold. All you see is a shell, and
Can't do
it
that.
doesn't work. Right? It's for public display purposes. You need you need the rest of the you need to fold it in the right spot. But yeah, no, I get that. I don't think there's necessarily an argument there for that. Now, plain towels, then I have seen people just fold them in half, throw them up there. I'm guilty of that out of just sheer and utter laziness.
I'm trying to remember because you and I shared a bathroom in
Sort
the
of.
basement.
Yes, sort of.
It was next to your work,
It
your
was next to my
office,
office, so I would just go in there and pee when I had to, but that was it.
and it was my bathroom.
Yeah.
And I know that you had a towel and I had a towel. Yours was the one closest to the door.
Nope.
I put mine farther, I believe.
Nope. That's opposite. That's
Is it?
backwards. Yeah, I hope it's backwards, because if not, then gross. But
Gross.
um,
Yeah.
yeah. So
But I don't think we ever had a fight over.
no, I don't think we cared at that point.
Yeah,
At that point I don't think it mattered, because nobody else used that bathroom anyway, so we didn't care.
that's true.
And it was just kind of, and like I said, all I did, and more often than not, all I did was go in there and pee anyway. And where I stand on that. Look, if I don't get anything in my hands, I'm probably not washing my hands. I'm going
And
in there and peeing, I'm getting out.
I used it to wipe toothpaste off my mouth, so
Yes, yours
let's
had.
really hope that we did not
Well, no, because
mix up those towels.
and those towels were usually. I remember Allison had bought these, just, or maybe they were a gift. Somebody gave us these awful brown, like brown towels, and I'm like,
How now, brown towel?
yeah, how now, brown towel. They were awful, and I do remember that. I do remember, like, I that's how I could tell in a lot of cases which towel was yours, because the white toothpaste would leave those
Wow.
towels marked up. So
Mm,
yeah, that was like
the
okay.
white toothpaste. Okay.
So
Here's the other question is, and this is another thing where you're talking about the guest room
mhm.
towels were the best. The towel rotation within a house. Did we get the good towels down there or did we get the rags?
We got the tweeners.
Okay.
We got the tweeners. So yeah, no, we didn't have it wasn't our towel rotation was not two stages like good and bad. Like guest and rags. We had Allison has more there are more stages of towels used. There's guest towel, there's good enough and still has enough life in it. Like I don't know. I wouldn't know how to categorize them by name, but there was the good guest towels were the fives.
The fluffiest. Yeah,
They
exactly.
were the fives. The ones that were on the verge of going in the rag bag, the ones that were like she'd hand
The
them to me and
garage
go,
towels.
yeah, the garage towel, the towel that she like here, take this out in the garage if you want to use it on the
Yeah,
garage.
that's the low end.
That's the one. That's the one. Five is the guest towel. One is
Right.
the garage towel. With the ones we were getting in the basement were 3 and 4.
Okay.
You know,
That's
those
not
were
bad.
those were 3 and 4. And Allison and I in our bathroom would get the 3 and 4. The boys would get like 2 and 3. Is you
The
know,
kids, yeah.
yeah, because they're boys and who knows what they're wiping with those things. And yeah, you know, somehow or another they'd end up with the white towels. They'd end up with like the lighter colored towels, and then you'd go in there and you pick them up, and it'd be like, what did you dry off with this?
Let's not go
And
there.
and 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 did you wash it first? Because,
Uh,
you know.
we're
So
not
I
going
look,
there.
your skid marks on underpants are one thing. Skid marks on a towel or something that I don't need to see.
Did those
So,
even ever even make it to the garage rotation?
well, once they look, sure they get washed, and then yeah, because look, I would be checking oil with them or taking brake assemblies apart.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if there was a little bacon stain in there from the boys, it was mixed in with the oil change anyway, so it didn't really matter that much.
But see, that's also why, I mean,
Disturbing.
hotels and why I use white towels. White towels are the easiest to clean.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Y-
true.
You
Although I
know,
I will I will say
oh no.
no, no, it's true. I will say when you travel, sometimes your system gets a little out of whack. You end up washing something. It's fine. It's not that the washcloth.
Ooh,
The washcloth is just can be a little
those
disturbing.
are just too handy.
Yeah, and those are like you look when you're done with it, you're going, oh God, I gotta wash this. I can't let the chambermaid or the cleaning service, whatever the proper parlance of our times is. I can't I can't let
Yeah.
somebody see this. It's or you got to wrap it up. You take that, you wring it out as good as best you can, and you wrap it up inside another towel because you don't want her to see how disgusting you are.
Anyways,
Yeah, that's
I,
that's when it gets really bad.
I mean, I've thought of that also, that maybe I could just use a bunch of hand towels to dry myself off. But
That sounds unruly.
exactly, and
Yeah,
the way that my arms are moving at this point in my life, I need to be able to do the shimmy a little bit.
right.
Not much because it takes a lot of energy, but I need to be able to do the shimmy.
I
So the
I
towel has to also be sufficiently long, which affects the weight.
I'm going back to the ShamWow. I'm going back to the ShamWow suggestion, and I realize so the ShamWow for the shimmy part,
Mm-hmm.
for the shimmy shimmy shake. I get that that's a thing. Maybe there's a way you could take like I have one of the doohickeys, so I can like scrub my back and all that.
The loofah with the handle.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I got one of those. Maybe there's a way you could get something like that. Throw the sham wow on that. Get the whole back, get all that, and then take it out and ring and do that. I don't know. There might be a solution here. There's a potential product. There's a potential product to be made here. The
Mm.
sham wow is. I think the sham wow might be the goods.
For me, it was just the feeling of it, of the microfiber. I did not like the way it felt at all. So I had to, I mean, I did investigate that. That's another thing you have to think about.
Yeah,
Sometimes you have to sacrifice.
I bet you it's scratch. Is it scratchy? The
Yes,
microfiber.
yes.
I've seen people use them on. Like I said, I've seen people use them on dive boats. There's one.
I mean,
there's
they're okay temporarily. They might use them on the dive boats, but they probably don't use them in their homes. So that would tell you what the preference would be.
okay. Hang on a second while I access the world at my fingertips here. Um, let me just see. Let me look at my scuba supply website here because and just see.
See, weight is another one for travel. That's going to be a
Right.
concern.
That's why you know. Let's see. Here's a beach towel. Oh, 30 by 60. That's huge. No, that's too big. No, I guess not.
But see, what I've discovered, the gold star standard for me is going to be the cotton loop. I mean, that's just what I'm used to. It's what we see, mainstream. So, I mean, there's other towels. Like I did research a little bit. The Turkish towels are supposedly lightweight and they're thick, but I just can't tolerate the feel. Bamboo towels are also lightweight, absorbent.
Yeah, what? Yeah. So explain the because like I have a bamboo pillow, but I'm not sure how that works into a towel.
I have not looked into the science behind that,
Okay.
but I mean, I've heard good things. Um, but again, it depends on what you're looking for. Softness, absorbency, weight, design. What else would you be looking for? The size of it. There's so many factors to consider.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you because you again you get into at the end of the day. Oh, the style and who's towels for the guests, towels for this. Honestly, I this is where where Allison comes in
Hmm.
and takes care of all that stuff because I'm just terrible at it. I mostly because I don't care. I mean, I care, but I want people that come to my house to have a nice experience. I want people that come to my house to have a nice experience and
Right.
you know, but I think the nice experience that's being had at my home is based mostly on the beer and the cigars or whatever it is that or the music or
Your
whatever it is.
charming personality.
I don't well, oh please, but that's always present in my home.
Yeah,
But no, I think
that's a freebie.
I guess I just don't see towels being the thing that's going to tip it in. So, but yeah, I guess it's it's an interesting thought. It's an interesting thought. I'm just this is one of those things where if for folks out there, hit up the email boxes, shaky at wheelsandshaky.com, wheels at wheelsandshaky.com, and
Oh,
use the use the emails. If you have this I think this is one of those things where good suggestions are out there to be had. There's there's
always.
there's a version of the sham wow that I think is softer and more and I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it as we're talking. And I can't really I'm not locking it down here. I'm not really sure where it is.
Well, it might be
Uh,
something, I mean, someone could get used to. I mean, I did try the microfiber for a little while.
well, and I think
I
there's
just
another
didn't like
version.
it.
I think there might be another version of it where it's not necessarily microfiber, but it's um, something like similar but softer, but still absorbent.
Okay, I mean, and a lot of this comes down to my stubbornness. It comes down to the why should I have to change what I like, for these reasons. Why do I have to change the kind of towel that I use? It gets frustrating, so I've changed it a little bit. I've changed it to the plain white. I no longer consider the design. And I've gone to a lighter, what would be seen as like a cheaper feeling towel to people because, thinner, it's not fluffy, it's not big, it's small, it's lightweight, it's
How about
white.
the Flow Swim Chamois quick dry towel for swimming, diving, triathlon, and other water sports? Don't forget to bring a towel.
There you go.
Bath towel. Okay, blue bath towel material polyvinyl alcohol PVA.
Hmm.
Perfect for swimming, diving, travel. Includes convenient storage tube. Super absorbent, quick drying, lightweight, and reusable. But it doesn't really
Reusable.
say. Here, let me go down to reviews and see if it says anything about how it feels.
Well,
Mm,
different people obviously would have a different opinion on how.
well, right, but I mean, does it feel like a microfiber thing, or does it feel
Some
like
people
a
might like microfiber. I've just gone on to Amazon. I found the basic white towel. I think it's actually called Amazon Basics. But I also have to search for lightweight. That's the keyword that I have to put in for any towel search I do.
I'm gonna send here. I might even send you this link and take a look at this. Maybe we could hit him up for a freebie thing. Swim chamois.
Something else
Um,
to spend money on.
well, no, if I don't want to spend money, if they were able to if they were interested in a plug from the show or anything, maybe we
Yeah.
could 2 packs, not a 2 pack, a 2 pack swim shampoo. That's what you do. You get yourself a 2 pack, like 2 towels with like Tupac's face on it. Dry yourself off with that.
There you go. You're on, yeah.
About
Depends on where you wipe.
see this sounds like it would hurt. Goshi exfoliating shower towel. If you, that's because exfoliating essentially to me, I see that sounds like a
Skin
really
remover.
yeah, it sounds like a really nice way of taking a belt sander to yourself. I just no thanks.
Yeah.
So
Just another thing to consider.
yeah, I suppose that'd be a really good way to dry yourself off. Belt sander.
But
Um,
again, when you're in the world of disability and you're facing these challenges every day, you take one challenge at a time.
yep.
And sometimes you don't even consider them to be a challenge and one that you would have choices for until you hear someone else say, wait, I've got a great idea. And during the course of my day, anything I touch could almost be a challenge.
Well, yeah.
So towels is the challenge for today.
Right. All right. What is? Let's see. Did we leave any towel stones unturned? Let me look at our. I think.
No, I just touch on the importance of towels because
Sure.
towels last forever also.
Yep. You
I
need them
mean,
every day.
how often do you change out your towels? I mean, they're like I've
Yeah,
said in here they're like blue jeans. You can keep them for a very long time.
that's true.
The
That's
time
true.
the only time I used to change them out was when I changed out the color scheme on my bathrooms.
You changed
And
out
then
your blue jeans when you changed out the color scheme on your backgrounds. I'm not making any sense.
yeah, because they're so tied together. And yeah, that's the only time I ever changed the towels.
Okay. Fair enough.
Um, but now I have to do it a little more often
Yep.
for a little bit of a different reason. So
It ain't heavy. It's my towel. The Hollies. It ain't heavy. It's my brother. Or he ain't heavy. He's my brother. But
well, I'm not lifting any brothers, but I will be
nope.
lifting towels.
And you might be lifting some towels, but not the very heavy ones.
No heavy ones anymore.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
No more.
All right. I think we've beaten this. I think we've completely dried this topic off. Thank you.
We've exposed it.
We've exposed it. We've exfoliated it. We've done it. I don't know what we've said here today that
We've
we haven't
shimmied
been. We've
and
shimmied and
shook.
shammied and shooked and scrubbed and everything. So you got towel. So I'm looking for towel ideas. Hit the email box. Shaky at wheelsandshaky.com. Wheels at wheelsandshaky.com. If wheelsandshaky.com hopefully is up and running. One of these days we're going to figure out that whole mess.
I'm
And
working on it.
yeah, I'm gonna get somebody else to work on it pretty soon.
Please.
Well, I asked you and you said no. You said you wanted to do it. So that's fine.
I'm at my wits end.
Okay.
Anyway.
So but the email boxes I think are still functional because those are still there. And if you have towel ideas, if you have a sham wow thing that works or a belt sander idea with take a terry cloth towel and wrap it around a belt sander and use it, that'd be great. We're open to suggestions, thoughts, ideas, not just about towels, but about anything else. If you are an MSer out there, or you're a Parkinson's person, I should say Parkinson's guy, or maybe really anything else that causes physical challenges, a little CP, is whatever. Hit us up. Hit us up. Tell us some stories about what's going on in your world and how you navigate life, and we will discuss it here. We are even entertaining the idea of having the occasional guest come on the show, like actual times when we're both there.
Absolutely.
So you can come on. You can tell your friends. You'll be on the world famous Wheels and Shaky podcast. Uh,
Woohoo!
yes, we are. We are. As it turns out, by the numbers, we are extraordinarily popular in India. Still haven't
Go
figured that
us.
part out. Yeah, it's awesome. And wheelsandshaky.com, Wheels and Shaky on YouTube. Like, subscribe, follow, download. Give us all the love because we could use it.
Absolutely.
Thanks everybody. Be good, be well, do something nice for somebody, take care of yourselves, take care of other people. We will see you next time.
Take care.
All three of us. Wheels, me, and Harvey the Fly.
Harvey, you will not leave me alone.
Later. And we're out.
Out.
So here, let me turn that off.
We can do the shimmy, shimmy, shake too.
All right. Stop.
Another
Okay.
music.